Hey everybody, Deplorable Bobby here. Deplorable Bobby here. I don't know if I just went live or if I said that twice. But anyway, I'm going to sit around here like I always do. And let me see if I can turn this down just a little bit. Maybe turn off that just a little bit. Try to get the lighting right. It's getting darker earlier. So I'm going to wait for some people to come in. I always do. I'll just sit here and talk to you, and when somebody shows up in the chat, then we'll continue with the live stream. It's taking a minute this time. I don't see anybody in here yet, so maybe I should just start telling a story that has, there we go, Florida Jim. Thank you, brother. I was fixing to tell a miscellaneous story that nobody wanted to hear. Glad you're here. And by the way, that package, I'm going to try my best to get it off to you in the morning. So hang in there, Florida Jim. It's on the way. Fred Knott, thank you, friend. I'm so glad you're here. I'm waiting for some people to get in here because, Margot, thank you for being here. I think this is your third or fourth time in a row. I am so glad you're here. And yeah, Florida Jim, don't worry about it, brother. We'll get this thing done, and hopefully it'll be something that'll help you out. So y'all just say hello to each other in the chat. I'm going to wait till a few more people get in here. Hello, Michelle. I'm glad you're here. Dangerous Freedom, you're here. Great deal. I think there's 4 or 5 in here. We're going to wait just a minute and get a couple other people in here, so y'all just socialize among each other and talk. Spirit Talker, I'm sure, will be here in a few minutes, and we'll see how things go from there. Yeah, Fred, Sam Tampa, glad you're here, man. I'll tell you, I've been checking out your show and your videos, and I'm going to tell you, young man, I support you. I support you. It says, Florida Jim, I sent you a text about 10 minutes ago. Hope you will come tonight. Okay, let's see. I don't think you were talking to me. Florida Jim, what am I missing? Oh, you're not missing anything right now. Rebel Jack, I'm glad you're here. We're getting some people in the chat now. And Rena Thomas. I want to shout out every person in my chat every time I go live. Because I'm grateful. Jervis, Wanda, thank you for being here, Wanda. Good, people are popping in. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to start this video, and I'm going to welcome all of you here. I want to welcome my subscribers, and if there's somebody here, James Wells, I am so glad to see you, my friend. It's good to see you, Linda Carter. I'm telling you, it's great. The support that I'm getting is phenomenal, and I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed. But I want to welcome you all here. And if you're not ancient, y'all just keep popping in. I can't say a word. Ancient Drummer, how are you? Glad you're here. So, come on, sis, with Elizabeth. Now she's in here. Man, we're getting people in here, and that's great. It is. Get to know each other. I'm sure that all of you know each other pretty well. But if you don't, then get to know each other. Say your hellos, and we'll get through this live stream here in just a few minutes. Like I said, I want to thank my subs, and I want to thank the viewers that will be viewing this live stream later. I see a lot of people view my live streams that are not my friends or not my subscribers, and hopefully they'll come back again. Let's see, Forbidden Information, Renee Thomas, Spirit Talker, Common Sense with Elizabeth. Uh-oh, I touched something. We got to get rid of that. How do you do that? There you go. Wanda, Nice Armory. Jim, thank you, brother. I've got your phone number, and I am going to call you on that knife I was talking about. I'm not forgetting about it, but I will call you and order that knife because I have a specific knife in mind, and I'm sure you can fill the bill. So, by the way, I talked to American Joe tonight, and I'm going to tell you something. There was a couple of days there that I wasn't thinking quite right, to be honest with you. I let people get in my head and tell me stuff that wasn't true. I talked to Joe today, and I'm going to talk to him again. And he and I have buried the hatchet, and I'm going to admit the hatchet was mine. And I appreciate American Joe for being humble enough to reach out to me and forgive me because I drew first blood. And for that, I'm grateful. So I want to get on with this. I want to mention my PayPal. My PayPal information will be somewhere tonight. Somebody will put it up. If you care to donate to my channel to help me grow, it's greatly appreciated. But I want to thank Shonda. Shonda, I want to thank you so much. I want to thank you for your kind donation. Boston Girl, thank you. And you are always so generous and so kind with your donations. The Great Dirtbag, thank you. Thank you for your kind donation. I want to shout these people out every time I can. And I want to let people know that I'm no longer on Hangouts. I love everyone in this Patriot family, and I am taking absolutely no sides in any drama or anything that comes up between people. So I'm telling you now, don't ask me, don't tell me, I don't want to know. I'm friends with everybody in here, and I am not going to let my feeble mind get corrupted by people talking and saying things that aren't really substantiated. So I'm trying to turn the ringer down and everything on my phone so y'all don't hear it when it goes off. Shonda, I am so glad you're here. Shonda, I love you. Thank you for being here. You are a great mod. All of you are. But Shonda, I'd like to ask you, if you would, throw up my PayPal information for me. And after that, feel free to throw up anybody's URL that is in here that has content. That's more than fine with me. Shonda, I trust you above all my mods. And Jervis. You and Jervis are really good. I mean, some of my mods are okay. They work and they try. But you're experts. And so I'm going to tell you, Jervis and Shonda Graphics, thank you for being here. I support both of you, and I consider you my friends. I think I told you that earlier, Shonda. But I'm going to tell you a story to get started with that nobody cares about. So we got a whole hour to fill, so I'm going to bring you something that, be honest with you, it doesn't mean a hill of bean to me, but I really like Kid Rock. You know, Kid Rock is so cool. And it seems that him and Taylor Swift are having a little bit of a fight going on. So I want to bring you this miscellaneous news before I get into the meat of this video. And believe me, people, there is some meat to this video. But anyway, to get started, I want to tell you about Kid Rock and Taylor Swift. You know, Kid Rock, he's having a simmering feud with Taylor Swift because she's such a demon rat liberal. And we all know that Kid Rock is a Trump supporter, and we all know that he is a patriot. Well, Taylor Swift has been putting out her left-wing ideas all over Twitter, and lately, Kid Rock slammed the Reputation singer on Twitter, and here's what he said. Taylor Swift wants to be a demon rat because she wants to be in the movies. Period, said Kid Rock. So, she's out there doing all of her mouthing off because she wants to be in movies. Rock then called out Swift, saying she would perform sexually suggestive acts just to get the good graces of Hollywood. And if you've seen any of her videos, she went from a cute little lady singing out there on stage to she's acting like Miley Cyrus. Come on. I think if she could get away with showing her hoo-hoo, she probably would. In an interview on Thursday, Swift complained that she wasn't politically active in 2016 because she didn't know what she believed at the time. Well, I'm going to tell you, Taylor, I don't think you know what you believe at this time. She accused President Trump of weaponizing the idea of celebrity endorsements. So now, it's okay to have celebrity endorsements as long as you're a demon rat. But now, if you're a Republican and you have celebrities endorsing you, you're, hello DM, how are you doing? Glad you're here. She explained that she wasn't politically active and she didn't know what to believe at the time, so Trump is now weaponizing the whole idea of celebrities. He, President Trump, was going around saying, I'm a man of the people. And he is. I'm for you, and I pray he is. I care about you, and I hope he does. But she said, I just knew that I wasn't going to help him. So I guess by telling people he was going to be true blue and honest didn't fit in with her beliefs. Swift recalled how we conservatives talked down Hillary Rotten Clinton in 2016, saying that we said she was manipulative, and we did. She's not what she seems to be, and she's not. She's a snake, like a slithering on the ground. She is. She's a liar, and of course, Hillary Rotten Clinton is a liar. She's the king of liars. So, okay, Swift, you're 100% right. That's the truth. Hillary Clinton is all that. But Swift continued, these are the exact same insults people were throwing at me. So, okay, now Taylor Swift has been called out as a demon rat that she is, and now she's comparing herself to Hillary Rotten Clinton, of all people. Come on. She suffered the same attacks as Hillary. Well, I'm going to tell you, she was afraid to openly support Hillary Rotten Clinton then because people would call them both snakes, and yes, they would. They'd be called liars. They'd be called nasty women. And again, Swift told the truth. These two women are birds of a feather. Whatever you call Hillary Clinton, Taylor Swift also fits that bill. You know, Kid Rock received a little bit of negative comments, but that's to be expected from the far left libtards. I wanted to call them dimtards, but I don't think that's even a word. I'm going to get into the meat of this thing here in a minute. I just want to make sure I've shouted out everybody that's in here. DM, the best mod going. Rena Thomas, thank you. Dangerous Freedom, thank you. Jervis, I'm glad you're here. Sam Tampa, man, keep coming in. Keep hanging around these Patriot channels. I know you're young and new at this, but grab everybody up. I'm going to tell you, you'll grow and you'll be glad you did. Florida Jim, Spirit Talker, Knights Armory, Dangerous Freedom, Common Sense with Elizabeth, CLC in Florida. I haven't called you out yet, I don't think. Rena Thomas, so good to see you. Fred Knott, always my brother. Just like you and Jervis and DM and Shonda and all you other guys, it's always great to see you. And I'm always happy when you're here. You're fantastic people and you do a great job. I'm going to get into the meat of this live stream, but I want to share something I thought was completely uncalled for. I'm not going to read what I wrote. But I'm going to tell you something that was completely uncalled for today. And I don't know if it happened today or if it was yesterday or last week. Hey, Rocky, how you doing, man? Glad you're here. Rebel Jack, glad to see you too, brother. Glad you're still here. So I'm going to tell you this little story, and I'm not going to call any names because it's not my place to put people's names out here on YouTube in the public. But I'm going to tell you something happened, and I was made aware of it, and I was aghast. I was aghast at what I saw over a 10-minute period. I watched a video of somebody who I, again, considered a friend. Somebody who I supported. Somebody who I shouted out on my channel. I don't see him here tonight. And maybe he knows it's better that he not come. Because if he shows up, I may have to call him out. But he did something to a dear friend of mine and a mod. I'm not calling her name or his. But he disrespected her in so many ways. And people, we cannot be disrespecting people live on YouTube. We shouldn't be disrespecting people personally. Even if we're not on YouTube, we shouldn't be disrespecting people we come in contact with. That is nothing but a sign of narcissism. And I'm going to tell you, if I don't get off of this subject, I'm going to give you his name. So I'm going to get off of that subject. But I'm going to tell you now, I blocked you. I don't want to hear nothing you have to say. I don't want you on my channel because the way you talk to a dear friend of mine who happens to be one of my mods was so disrespectful. It was so unkind. It was rude. It was mean. And at the heart of it, it was evil. And you should be ashamed. I'm going to shut up before I call your name. Patrick. Maybe y'all can figure it out from there. I want to talk a little bit. We've only been into this thing 17 minutes, so I better slow down. Seems like when I get started on these scripts that I write, I spend so much time reading them that I don't take the time to read them and I just rush through them. So I'm going to slow down here. And let's see, we've still got Forbidden Information, Spirit Talker, Liberty Smith, DM. Thank you so much, DM. Dangerous Freedom, Jervis. Thank you. Forbidden Information, Florida Jim, always my brother. Sam Tampa, keep coming back, brother. Spirit Talker, I can always count on you. Rebel Jack, you've been a regular for a while. I thank you. Conservative Patriot, man, I see you here, and it warms my heart. Thank you for being here. Rocky USA, I've seen you in here. You keep coming back. Glad you're here. Keep coming back. Because I guarantee you, I'm going to have you something different every day. We see Knight's Armory. Knight's Armory's a great guy. Check him out. Check out Knight's Armory. He's usually on in the weekends in the morning. And I usually have my coffee with him. And you got to check him out. This guy's fantastic. He's a true patriot. He's a little bit funny at times. But he's also a serious guy, so check him out. That's Knight's Armory on the weekend mornings with your coffee. And then you have Dangerous Freedom. Dangerous Freedom doesn't like for me to put his name out there, but he does have videos. He does post every now and then, and he's like me. He's a 3%er, and sometimes he puts out some really good videos of target practice, shooting, gun info, survival info. So check out Dangerous Freedom, even though he's not going to be happy I said that. Shonda Graphics, she also has a channel. Check her out. I went there today and I tried to catch up on her videos. Catch Shonda. Rebel Jack, I don't know if you have content or not. If you do, let me know. And Florida Jim, you got to check out Florida Jim. Florida Jim is one of these guys, you never know when he's coming on. But I have a feeling he's going to start coming on regularly soon. I just have a little bird in my ear, and maybe that's going to happen. I hope so. Because he puts out really good information, but he's going to leave you laughing. I love Florida Jim, and I hope he doesn't mind me telling you this, but this guy has radio experience and experience as a stand-up comic in Chicago. And I'm going to tell you, he stood up on stage with some of the best comics in Chicago, so he's a funny guy. Support Florida Jim. Let's see if I've got anybody else I missed. Fred Knott. Check out Fred. Fred's a great guy. A true patriot. Jervis. Check out Jervis. I haven't seen Tony Patriot in here. Check him out on Thursday nights. DM and History B. I messed this up last week, DM. I'm going to get it right this time. 9 o'clock on Saturday nights. DM and History B have a show on YouTube, so check them out. Check out everybody in here. That's what we do as a family. And that's what I want to gather here. I want to gather a family. It's not necessarily the Patriot family, because some of you don't belong to some of the groups that we belong to yet. But surely you will. As you meet people in here, you'll start meeting more Patriots, and you'll start joining the family as well. And there again, I have to credit Tony Patriot for naming this family the Patriot Channel. I want to talk a little bit about Jeffrey Epstein's suicide. I'm going to be honest with you to start with. When I heard this yesterday, I was online, and I just happened to be on a live feed, and it was not Fox. When I was on a live feed, and I got this information that Jeffrey Epstein was dead. Well, I came out here on my porch as soon as I could. I grabbed my phone, ran out here, and I put it on there in a quick video. Well, I got 250-something views in a really short period of time, and I'm going to tell you, I appreciate that, because I went back in the house, and I had beat Fox News putting this on the news. So, I'm going to blow my own little horn on that one, because I was on top of it before Fox News was. There were other people who beat me, don't get me wrong, I wasn't first, but I beat Fox News. So anyway, that's a feather in my cap that means nothing. I want to talk to you about the Federal Bureaus of Prisons. They're supposed to provide answers on failures that took place in that jail cell that allowed this evil predator, this pedophile, this rapist of little girls to escape justice and to not to pay anything for his evil crimes against these children. If he committed suicide, or if he was Arkansided by some of HRC's death squad, I don't know how he died. From what I understand, he was taken off of suicide watch at the 1st of August. And as you see, as soon as all of these 2,000 documents came out naming people of power and prominence and over America and over different countries like England and Germany and Wales and these other countries, there were names in there that they did not want to come out. So now what happens? The day after those documents come out, only the court has seen them. So now he's dead. So what is the court going to do? Are they going to seal these documents once again? Are they going to just wipe it away? Forget about the whole thing? I hope not. I hope not. I hope that the Department of Justice follows up on this. Because I'm going to tell you, and I don't care if you like it, and I don't care if you don't. I'm going to tell you the truth. There are people named in those documents, and I'm going to name a few of them right now. Just a few. Bill Clinton, 26 trips to Pedophile Island on the Lolita Express. Okay, Hillary Clinton, 6 trips to the Pedophile Island on the Lolita Express. It's a known fact. The girl who brought this whole case against Epstein this time named Alan Dershowitz. She named Governor Richardson, I believe it was of New Mexico. She named them as her rapist. So I'm going to tell you, Epstein had a lot of dirt on a lot of people. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think for a minute he killed himself. I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all. So I'm going to tell you now, I think he was Arkansas. I don't think that Hillary's death squad will ever fail. when they're sent on a mission, they will succeed. And I don't care if it was a federal prison. This man did not choke himself to death in his cell. So how did he die? How did he commit suicide? Did he take a pill? Did someone come in there and say, hey, John, let me tell you something, Mr. Epstein? Maybe, Jeffrey, you need to take this little pill tonight and just end all of this. I promise you it won't hurt. And you'll be out of all this agony, and your name won't be dragged through the dirt. But best of all, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, and all of Jeffrey Epstein's cohorts and his child rapist syndicate that he was in charge of, go free. So yeah, I think he committed suicide. But yet I think it was Arkansas. I think he was given an option. Either you take it, or I'm going to put it down your throat. If I was given that option, I'd say, put it down my throat, MF, because I'm going to fight you till I die. But that wimp, that rapist of children, that piece of crap, was probably so mealy spined that he gladly took the pill. I'm going to get off of that fool for now. You know, I've got to hold another 2 pages on him, but he ticks me off so bad, and we're doing pretty good. I'm at 8:27. You know, I look at that clock. Fred Knott, the memo is here. Thank you, the memo. I'm glad you're here. Florida Jim, he says, I don't think Epstein is dead. I think he was flown out of the country in order to keep him alive. Keep him alive. Great. Yeah, that's a good idea, Florida Jim. I am not beyond believing that. I'm going to have to see. I'll be honest with you. I'll never see the proof that he's dead. They probably have a mannequin already made up of him dead with his throat cut or all blue and bloated, you know, on the coroner's table, split wide open. But that may not be him. These people are smart, Florida Jim. You got a good idea there. He's probably out of the country, going right back to doing what he was always doing. He may be on Epstein's Island right now. We don't know. I pray he's dead. We'll know something a little later. Fred Knott says, I think him took him out and used a body double to make HRC think he was truly dead. This man had so much money that, yes, he could undermine HRC's plan. He could, because he's got as much money as Hillary, if not more. So maybe he was given a way out. Common sense with Elizabeth said, I used to say Jimmy Carter was the worst president in my lifetime. Ha ha, my sweet lady friend. And then we had Obama. Oh, they changed my mind too, girl. I'm going to tell you, Barack Hussein, Muslim Obama, was never a president of this nation. He was always under suspect. I know for a fact, because I have seen his birth certificate. I have seen it forensically dissected. There are 9 layers laid upon one upon the other that make his birth certificate. People, we have forensics today that could look at a document and they can tell what's written in different ink. They can tell what's pasted, what's written at a different time, what's added in. That's why they call it forensics. Well, his birth certificate has been proven to have 9 layers. That's his birth, his name, the hospital, the time, the date, all that's layered in. And I'm going to tell you something that I found out. And you may not agree with me. You may say, oh, you're stupid. You're just a conspiracy theorist. The hospital that Barack Obama said he was born in, that his birth certificate said he's born in, did not even exist when he was born. That's the first red flag. How many more do we have to have? Forensics tells us his birth certificate was a lie. He's a homosexual. He's been one all of his life. He's married to a drag queen. I'm like, what was her name? Who died? Spirit Talker, help me out. Ah, come on. I can't believe I forgot her name. I like her. But anyway, she called out Obama for being a queer, and she called out Michelle for being a tranny, and she died. God forgive me for not remembering her name. But she died. And she died that same day, by the way. Joan Rivers. Got it. Thank you. Dangerous Freedom. Shit, I'm so messed up right now I can't even remember who's with me. Thank you, Spirit Talker. I'm sure Dangerous Freedom would have gave me enough. He said, Dangerous Freedom, speaking of him, he says, he's a fool, Bobby. Yeah. Common says, yeah, she used to like Jimmy Carter. Memo gave a big thumb up. Trump 2020, Sam. I go along with you, brother. I hope that stays. Black people weren't called African Americans for decades after he was born. And Elizabeth says, you mean how Anthony Bourdain, yes, was Arkansided. Yes, Elizabeth, not just Anthony Bourdain, but a whole lot of other people. A whole lot of people. Every time somebody says they're going to drop a dime on Hillary or Bill, and I can prove this. You can prove it to yourself. Search it out. Every time somebody was going to testify against Bill or Hillary Clinton, be it Arkansas, be it Washington, D.C., be it New York, they died. And they all died of mysterious circumstances. And I'm going to tell you, some of them died on airplanes. And many other people also died, along with that one person that HRC wanted dead. So she's not just a murderer, and I believe this with all my heart. She's a mass murderer. She has hundreds, literally hundreds, of names on her death list. And I hope and pray I'm one, because I guarantee you this. I may go down in a hell of fire, but I'm going to be firing a hell of a lot of fire. And I'll tell you now, don't believe this garbage that you hear. Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, the Podestas, Uma Abedin, the Rothschilds, the Smithfields, the Windsors, the royal family. Who are the Windsors? The Morgans. These people, you've heard, I'll tell you what, let's go to this, let's go on this extreme. Have you heard of the new movie, The Hunt? Well, this is a new movie coming out of Hollywood, and this movie depicts liberal hunting down Republicans, conservatives, and Trump supporters and murdering them. It's called The Hunt. Well, I'm going to tell you something. The Hunt has been taken away. The liberals took it away themselves because they gave their hand to us. They showed us through Hollywood what their plan is for America. And their plan is to hunt us down like dogs and murder us. But then they realized, oh my God, we can't put this out there. They spent, I don't know how many millions and millions and millions of dollars to make this movie, and now they've squelched it. Why have they squelched the movie, The Hunt? They didn't squelch the Hunger Games. Is it because now it's not a movie of survival? Well, maybe it is for Trump supporters. But what the movie is about the hunt. the hunting down and killing Trump supporters, like it's the right thing to do. Why do you think, just in the last, and I've got this in paper, but I'm going off script. Just in the last month, we've had 5 people at Walmart's with weapons, and you've only heard of 2 or 3 of them. Why is that? They're squelching. I'm going to try to get back to my script, but I'm going to tell you I'm so far off base, I don't know if I'll ever get back. But the truth of the matter is, we've got a whole lot of people with AR-15s going to Walmart. And I want to know why all of a sudden. I'm going to try to get to that in a minute, so pardon me. I'm going to jump back on my script, and I'll get to what I was just talking about in a minute. Forgive me for that. Last Wednesday in Mississippi, ICE agents raided chicken plants, and they found that the chicken plants were willfully and unlawfully employing immigrants who were illegal aliens. Now, like, this is news to us. A chicken plant. People, I'm going to tell you, I used to drive for Purdue. I drove an 18-wheeler. And I walked in that plant one time, and I saw the, oh God, I could not stand the carnage inside that plant. I just couldn't stand it. It was terrible. The screams of these chickens was all you heard. And it was never ending. And I never went back in again. And I hated to haul that fresh breast chicken meat to New York City. I hated it. And as soon as I could find me another job, I did. I don't believe, I eat chicken, come on. But after that, seeing what actually goes on inside a slaughterhouse, it sort of ruins your taste for that particular thing. And I thank God I've never been in the slaughterhouse of cows, because I love my red beef. I'm going to tell you, people, that's what they want to start. They want to start the systematic slaughter of us conservatives. Florida Jim says, my cousin in Mississippi worked in one of those plants that was raided. He said they have ads in the paper and are begging people to come to work for them. Now they are short-handed. I wonder why that is. Okay, Barb and Becky says, thank everyone. She got her goal to 300 subscribers. Well, I'm going to tell you, if you don't have Barb and Becky, let's get her to 310. Let's get her to 320. I'm not a Grow channel, but feel free to put her URL up there, or just tap on her little icon there, her little, what do you call it? Come on, Spirit Talker.
Icon or avatar.
Avatar. That's it. See, I can always count on Spirit Talker to come up with the right word when I need it. So yeah, click on the avatar. Let's get her up to above that 300 mark. Let's get her on headed toward the 400. Awakening Angry. Chicken farms are the worst. Yeah, from what I saw, I agree 100%. Common sense with Elizabeth. She says, yes, Jim. I've said that to myself, and I find it very hard to believe. Conservative Anthony on BNN pointed out that it was a gun-free zone. Yeah, that's probably true. They've got gun-free zones everywhere. Thank you, Jervis, for putting out Barb and Becky. That's great of you, brother. I appreciate you doing that. And unlike some people, I'm not going to accuse 12B Georgia. Glad you're here. I just saw you. But yeah, unlike some people, my mods mean the world to me, and I'm not going to call anyone out. It doesn't matter to me if I have a hater in here. Fred Knott, DM, Jervis, Dangerous Freedom, Renee Thomas, Spirit Talker, Liberty Smith. You're going to get rid of them. I'm not worried about that. Why should I be concerned with whatever's going on in the chat, other than to communicate with you. See, the Doodallmen, if they had a video of Uncle Eppie and Bill Clinton with a 12-year-old, they would get to go because the one running the video camera was the judge. Amen. I believe. See, man, you got the right idea. People call me a conspiracy theorist. Yeah, you're right. You got the right idea. You got the right idea. It's sort of like the fox guarding a hen house kind of scenario that I grew up with. You get a situation like this, my daddy would always say, well, don't let the fox guard the hen house because the fox is going to eat the hens. And I'm hoping that's what happens. I hope we have foxes guarding the hen house. And in time, they're all going to turn on each other because little shit's going to come out from this Epstein deal. I don't think that some people are going to let this lie. So maybe we'll still see arrest. Maybe it'll come out in dribbles. It doesn't matter. Let's get them all off the street. Let's get it all out there for the public to hear and see, and that's all that matters. But I want to tell you something about these people in Mississippi that were arrested. 680 people were arrested. None of them were employers. They were all workers. But tell me this. Out of the 680, 380 were actually arrested. 270 were released. 30 were released on humanitarian grounds. That leaves 80 people not accounted for. So after spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and man hours to take out these raids across the whole state of Mississippi, we got 80 people in jail. People, it ain't worth it. Let's stop them at the border. Why should we spend millions of dollars at the border and we still let them in? And then when they get in, we let them go. I don't understand this border deal. It makes no sense to me. When I drove an 18-wheeler, I went to Canada a lot of times. And every time I went to Canada, I had to go through customs. They wanted to look in my truck. They wanted to make sure I didn't have more than one carton of cigarettes. I mean, come on. And I'm an American, and we're supposed to have good relations back and forth with an open border. But even the open border with Canada isn't open. You still have to go through checkpoints. So why? Why are we allowing these illegal aliens into our country? Why are we catering to them? They arrested 680 people who were illegals. Every single one of them should have been sent to a detention facility and shit out of the country. Send them back where they came from. Let them come here legally. Let them come here like the millions of Mexican and Guatemalan and South American immigrants that come here legally every year. Let them do the right thing like these people did. I welcome everyone into this country. I remember reading about Ellis Island and how the immigrants came from Europe. The Irish and the English and everybody else, the Germans, the Lithuanians, everybody came here and they were all welcome. And they're still welcome. They're welcome to come across our southern border at will, as long as they are here legally. I stand against this border crisis, and it is a crisis. I want somebody to tell me something, and I really want somebody to tell me something in the chat. Tell me why we spend so many thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, to carry out these raids and we don't see but 80 people arrested. Tell me that. Out of 680, 80 were arrested. That means 600 went free. It's almost not worth it. We are taxpayers and we do pay these bills, you know. Why can't we stop them at the border, President Trump? And right now I've got 15 minutes left and I may go over. I really might, because I've got something to say to our president. You may not like it. I hope you do. But if you don't, I'm sorry. This is the way I feel. And I mean this. And I'm talking to my president as if he were sitting right there watching. I know he's not. But I'm going to tell him the truth anyway. We have a phenomenon in America today called the Trump derangement syndrome. People, we are the deplorables. And we're ready for a fight. I don't think for a minute we're going to sit back on our heels if the demon rats really want to fight. I think we're ready to go after their throats. Somehow Satan has blinded some people to the point that some are attacking their friends, their family, and all at the same time. They're claiming to be good. Even in the midst of all the confusion that's going on. My heart goes out and my prayers go up for the victims in America's recent tragedy in El Paso and in Dayton, Ohio, and in California. But instead of being concerned and saddened about all these horrendous acts of violence, what do the Dems do? Do you think for a moment they're hurt? Do you think they're worried? Do you think they show empathy to anyone? No, they don't. Instead of being concerned and saddened, the Dems attack President Trump. Can you believe that? President Trump goes to Dayton and he's not welcome. He wasn't very welcome in El Paso either. But he and the FLOTUS went to these places to show their support and their sympathy and their prayers. But yet he was condemned for that. You know, O'Rourke and Biden and Maxine Waters and, oh my God, there were so many of them. There were a host of others. They're accusing President Trump of being a white supremacist because of all these shootings. He's blaming these shootings on white supremacy. Skin color and racism is always the one that raises its ugly head. It raises its ugly head at every opportunity in America today. You know, abortion is reaching epidemic proportions. Many unbelievable crimes against humanity are spiraling out of control. Duke Raw, I haven't seen you. Thank you for being here. Renee Thomas, I'm glad you're still here. Forbidden Information. Dangerous Freedom. Yeah, I'm glad you remember those idiots. Ron, thank you. Sam Tampa, Dems don't care about the American people at all. You are so right. And that's what I'm trying to say. But yet, we are not colorblind in our society. But we are one human race. As President Trump has said, we all bleed the same. We all bleed red. And that's what matters. We all bleed red. And as for racism in my life, I've lived during the civil rights movement. I lived during the riots. I lived during the death of Martin Luther King. I remember as a child being afraid because there were riots in the streets. I can't really say I blame them. Looking back in history. At the time, I was scared to death as a child. I mean, I wasn't but 6 or 7 years old. I remember riding down the street with my mother. We were going to the store for something, and we didn't know all this was going on. We didn't have social media and the internet or news to tell us what was going on. We got the news at, I think, 7 o'clock in the morning and 7 o'clock at night and 11 o'clock at night, and that's when you got the news. So we're going to the store, and I'm riding with my mother, and I'm just going to tell the truth. About a dozen black guys jumped on our car. They jumped on the hood, they jumped on the roof, they jumped on the trunk, and they started beating on the car. And I kept telling Mama, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. She drove through those people. I don't remember seeing anyone being hurt, but after a couple of miles, they all dropped off. And I want to tell you, people, that was a scary time for me. We don't need that ever happening again in America. We never need to see that again. We, as a people, regardless of race, we have to come together as one people in this nation, under God, and live as Americans and not try to hurt each other. Every time we hurt another person, we are destroying a little piece of America. Let's be patriots. Let's fight together. Let's get rid of this big divide that's all over Washington, D.C. and across the nation. We are separated on so many levels. And the problem is, and I hate to say this to my liberal friends, but you don't know God. How you can have liberal views on abortion up until birth. How can you have these views that Trump is a racist, a misogynist, he's evil, and he's responsible for the deaths of Americans that are carried out by these indoctrinated idiots? We need to stop this. We need to come together. You know, I say shame on Biden and his cohorts for race baiting. You know, that's all they do is race bait. Never let it be said that a Dem will ever let an American tragedy slip by without making some kind of profit off of it. These people want to use these tragedies in America to bash our president. They don't care about the people who died. They live in their ivory towers. They could care less. And people, you know, I've decided, I've always tried to tell the truth. But from now on, I'm not mincing words anymore. We're getting closer and closer to this 2020 campaign, and I got a few questions for my president. I've got 8 minutes left. I want to know. I'm not even going to read my script. I don't have enough time for it because I got 20 minutes left. So here's what I'm going to say to you, Mr. President. Why? Please give me an answer, Mr. President. Why are you attacking our Second Amendment? Why are you once again siding with demon rats? Why are you not looking at the issue through open eyes with God's discernment? Why are you again jumping the gun? Why again are you pandering to these demon rats? I'm going to tell you, Mr. President, you really hurt me, and you hurt a lot of American patriots when you did that bump stock deal. And I'm going to tell you right now, you went to the ATF and you had them make a ruling to outlaw bump stocks in America. You did that, and you did that without consulting your base. You did that without having any kind of consensus, and you did that without having any kind of input, evidently, from your pro-Second Amendment advisors. You stepped all over American patriots when you did that. It wasn't the fact that you took away my bump stock or you made my bump stock illegal. I don't have one. But the fact remains, you tried to portray a bump stock as a machine gun and you are a liar. It is not a machine gun. You don't know your facts, Mr. President, and I have somewhat against you. I'm going to tell you, these red flag laws, I'm going to carry the red flag laws, dangerous freedom, to the end, and I'll be done. But Mr. President, I'm going to tell you, I know you'll never hear this. God, I'll tell you what, I wish somebody could get it to him, because I have these questions for him. I want to know why. Why? Why are you abandoning the American patriots who put you in office? Somebody's walking down the road having a party down there. I think they're screaming and hollering. I hope you don't hear them. But anyway, why, Mr. President, are you doing this? Why are you attacking our Second Amendment again? Why? Oh, I just heard a F-U word. I hope that didn't show up. I guess they're not happy out there in the street. But anyway, Mr. President, why? Why are you doing this? Why are you attacking our Second Amendment again with red flag laws? I've looked over the red flag laws. I've read them upside down, back and forth, and I know what they are. And what this does is it opens the door for gun confiscation across America. If we allow these red flag laws to go into effect, that's going to open the door for them to come take your guns. All of our guns. And that's what they want. And Mr. President, why? Why are you standing along with this? Why are you going along with this? I thought you were a patriot. Your son is a pro-gun man. Why don't you listen to him instead of that libtard daughter of yours, Ivanka, and her libtard husband, Jared Kushner? Why are they sitting on your shoulder giving you all this gun information? They're libtards, President Trump. You should never have gave them a place in your cabinet. Listen to Eric. Listen to Don Jr. Listen to your own sons. You won't listen to us. Maybe you'll listen to them. Mr. President, I have somewhat against you. I never expect to get an answer. I'm going to vote for you again, as long as you don't institute this red flag law. And I'm going to tell you, I've talked to a lot of patriots, and they're ticked off. And if you pass this red flag law the way it stands right now, Mr. President, you may still win, but your base is going to be greatly diminished. That's all I'm going to say about this. Mr. President, you need to get your shit together, because right now your shit stinks. I'm going to pray for you. And I'm going to ask my viewers to pray for you, because you need it right now. You're listening to the wrong people. Listen to your heart. Unless, I'm going to say this, we have to remember that this president that we believe in and trust, I'm going to cut that down a little bit and get a little dark. We've got a president who was a demon rat for 90% of his life. And now all of a sudden he wants to be a Republican because he wants to be president. And we elected this man. I'm not calling you a rhino, Mr. President, but you're putting the question in patriots' heads with your gun laws. You need to back up, sit down, shut up. You need to open your Bible, and you need to get your heart right again and be an American patriot and stand with us. Stand with the Second Amendment, stand on the Constitution, and quit trying to throw these little bitty innuendos in and out that prove to me that you may not be on our side. Red flag laws will either destroy you or it will greatly diminish you, Mr. President. It's 9 p.m. I'm going to ask you, Mr. President, to think this over. Pray about it. Do the right thing. Stop acting like a libtard. Stop being afraid of the left. Stop listening to your daughter Ivanka and Jared Kushner. People, I've been too long already. It's 9 p.m. I didn't get, as always, I run my mouth so much I don't get finished with my paperwork. But that's okay. I think I got my point across. And people, I love you. Duke Raw, Texas Rose, I haven't seen you before. I am glad you're here. And if you have been here before, I just missed you in the chat, so I'm glad you're here. 12B Georgia, Fred Knott, Dangerous Freedom, Spirit Talker, always my right-hand man, but he's sitting on my left. He's always my right-hand man. Jervis, great man. I love you, Jervis. Great channel. Check him out. Steve H., I haven't seen you here before. You may have been here, but I missed you. I'm glad you're here. Keep coming back. I'm going to invite each and every one of you to come back to my channel. I'm here on Sunday nights at 8 p.m., Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and Friday nights at 8 p.m. And I'm happy to say that there is no distinction among the ranks in the Patriot family. All wounds have been healed, as far as I know. We're all friends. We all love each other. So come back, and I'll try to join you on your streams. My name's Deplorable Bobby, and this is the way I see it. But before I go, please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, God, we thank you once again, Lord, for calling on your heavenly name. God, we thank you for the blessings that you've given each and every one of us. Lord, you bless us, and you have blessed us since the beginning. Lord, you blessed us even when we were lost. Lord, I thank you so much for your love and your kindness and your grace, because by the grace of God we are saved. Through the blood of your Son, Jesus Christ, who died on the cross of Calvary, he shed his blood to cover the sins of the whole world. Lord, I thank you. I bless you. Lord, I call on your sweet name. Go with us tonight as we leave this live stream and go our separate ways. Go with each and every person here. Bless them. Lead us. Guide us. Keep us in the way that you'd have us to go. Lord Jesus, in your holy name I pray these words. So be it, and so be it. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. I love you, and I will see you Wednesday night. And I hope y'all got some sense out of my rattling. So have a good night. God bless you. Pray for each other, and always pray for our children. Remember, pro-life is the only way to be. Good night, y'all. I'll see you Wednesday.